What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Kangaroo Black coming back once again with my top 5 SEC rankings after week 8. Once again, as usual, we have changes. But as I always say, if your team didn't make my top 5 SEC rankings, don't worry about it. They still got time, even though it's getting late into the season. You still got time. Teams got 4 or 5 games left. So they still got time. But if they don't take care of their business, then they won't be in my top 5 SEC rankings. That's all I can tell you. That's just the way it is. But let's go ahead and get into it. And coming in at number 5 is those Georgia Bulldogs. They really impressed on daggone Saturday. And I will ask you, Georgia fans, again, do you have any issues with Mike Bobo after week 8? In my opinion, you shouldn't, okay? Mike Bobo's offense put up 43 points. Now, the defense can use a little work. They gave up 35 points. But granted, freaking Lane Kiffin, he always have a high-powered offense. Got to give it to him. But for the most part, the defense held Chaz Chambliss in check. All right, even though this defense gave up 5, I think it was 5 touchdowns. And I think all of them was on their first 5 possessions, I believe. I know they gave up 4 to Ole Miss on their first 4 possessions. I know that. But in the fourth quarter, this defense stepped up. They came alive for real. They held Ole Miss offense to only 13 yards in the fourth quarter. 13 total yards, 0 points. You can't get no better than that. You can't get no better than that. All the while, Georgia's offense scored 17 fourth quarter points. You can't get no better than that. 17-0 in the fourth quarter, and you won't allow them 13 total yards. You can't get no better than that. And for the first time this season, we've seen Georgia play 4 whole quarters, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Gunnar Stockton, 4 touchdown passes. Georgia ran for 221 yards. How much can you ask for? But anyway, Georgia picked up 34 first downs. That's how you win. That's how you win. You're winning in the passing game. You're winning in the rushing game. That's how you damn win. But overall, it was a great game for Georgia. Everything was clicking for Georgia, especially in the second half. Especially in the second half. And for sure in that fourth quarter. So shout out to them Georgia Bulldogs for finally playing 4 complete quarters. Especially on the offensive side of the ball. I can't leave that out. Now the running back. I don't know who y'all third running back is. I can't think of this guy's name for nothing. He behind Nate Frazier and Chauncey Barnes. But when he got in that game, I was so impressed with that guy. He's a big-bodied back. He is hard to stop. I can't think of this guy's name for nothing. I believe he was number 4. I'm not really sure. But that guy's hell. That guy's hell. Somebody let me know that guy's name in the comment section. But anyway, coming in at number 5, I got them Georgia Bulldogs. They made it back into my top 5 SEC rankings. That just goes to show, I ain't lying. Even if your team drop out of my rankings, which Georgia was in there, they dropped out and now they back in. You can be in, you can drop out, and you can take care of business and get back into my top 5 SEC rankings. See that? That's just the way it is. But anyway, Georgia Bulldogs at number 5. At number 4, I got the Vanderbilt Commodores. Are y'all impressed with Vanderbilt? They beat another ranked team, those LSU Tigers. And for the most part, I really think Vanderbilt dominated the game, if you ask me. That's just my opinion. But anyway, Diego Pavia did what he had to do once again with his feet and his arm. He can beat you both ways. I think I don't know, maybe the third best quarterback in the SEC. I know he's not the first because that's my quarterback, Ty Simpson. Maybe the second, third best quarterback in the SEC. I think Diego Pavia could possibly be a Heisman Trophy candidate. That's just me. Clark Lea got this team playing on all cylinders, man. All cylinders. They got great running backs. They got a great offensive line. They got great wide receivers. I mean, man, Cedric Alexander, that running back, he's hard to stop. They got another pretty good running back, too. The defense is playing up to par. They just a good all-around team. All-around team. And let's not forget, Vandy is sitting at 6-1 for the first time since 1950. That's 75 years. And they beating quality teams. Vandy is sitting inside the top 10 for the first time since 1940. Or since the 1940s. Vandy could possibly be a playoff team. Who would have thought that? Now, they still got some tough games that they got to get through, but Vandy could make the playoffs. And that's a fact. Anybody would have thought that coming into this season? I don't think so. Because I definitely didn't. But Vandy playing some good ball right now. They beat up LSU. And I don't think many people picked Vandy to beat LSU. I did. But I don't think many people thought they could do it. And I know every LSU fan never thought that they would have lost to Vandy this season. But like I keep telling y'all, this ain't the Vandy of yesteryear. Okay, another quality win for these Vanderbilt Commodores. And they coming in my top 5 SEC rankings at number 4. I believe they was at number 5 last week. All right, coming in at number 3, I got the Oklahoma Sooners. They came off a loss last week against those Texas Longhorns. I don't know what happened there. And I don't know what happened to that defense, but the defense is back. At least it was against South Carolina, but we know South Carolina is not very good. All right. Lenora Sellers, that defense held Lenora Sellers to only 121 yards passing. They held South Carolina to only 54 yards rushing. All right. They held South Carolina to only 224 total yards, I believe. Yeah, 224 total yards. And on top of that, Oklahoma, they ran for 170 yards. Oklahoma, I don't know what happened against Texas, like I said, but they won the Oklahoma that we became used to seeing this season. Also, Oklahoma defense had 6 sacks. And Alabama got to face that defense. But I think we can pretty much handle that and protect Ty Simpson. You know what I'm saying? But Oklahoma is back to playing good football after they took a week off, which wasn't a bye week. I thought, maybe they thought Texas was such a bad team that they could just look over them. But no, that was a rivalry game. You can never look over a rivalry opponent. And it showed last week when Oklahoma faced Texas and they got that ass whooped. But they rebounded against South Carolina this week to the tune of 26-7. All right, 26-7. So that was a good, I ain't going to say a good win. It was a win that Oklahoma desperately needed after the debacle that they had against Texas. Okay, so this week, Oklahoma is at number 3. All right. They only got 1 loss on the season. That's to Texas. All right. But anyway, coming in at number 2, the Texas A&M Aggies, even though they had a close win against a bad Arkansas team. But since Sam Pittman been fired, Arkansas is playing better. All right. But anyway, freaking Texas A&M won 45-42, 3-point win. I thought this was going to be a blowout, but it didn't happen. Texas A&M quarterback, what's his name? Well, I forget his name. But anyway, he had 3 touchdown passes. Texas A&M also ran for 217 freaking yards. So that was great. All right. But the defense didn't do so well. The defense, I mean, you can't win a lot of games against quality opponents. Probably no games against quality opponents giving up over 520 yards of offense to the opponent. And that's exactly what Texas A&M defense did. Usually their defense is pretty solid, all right? But they gave up 527 yards to Arkansas. They gave up over 260 yards rushing. I mean, Jesus. That was a terrible showing for this daggone defense. Giving up that many yards of offense to Arkansas? Come on now. But Texas A&M, I had you at number 2 last week. You know, you came out and won, even though it wasn't pretty. Like I say, an ugly loss is better than a ugly win is better than a pretty loss. And this is the case. And we done seen some of these cases with other teams that's inside my top 5. They won ugly, but they won. They took care of business. All right, so when you take care of your business, I'm not going to drop you out my top 5. That's just the way it is. And I don't think I done did that to no team this season or any time I did these top 5s. Texas A&M did what they had to do. They won. So, hey, it is what it is. But that defense going to really have to step it up. They really going to have to step it up if they expect to continue to go undefeated, because they the only team in the SEC, Texas A&M, that's undefeated right now, sitting at 7-0. The only team. All right. So Texas A&M, number 2 in my top 5 SEC rankings after week 8. And coming in at number 1 is my Alabama Crimson Tide. You can believe that shit. Y'all seen what my Alabama Crimson Tide did this past Saturday against those Tennessee Volunteers. Tennessee, another ranked team that Alabama done put down. That's 4 ranked teams in a row. 4 ranked SEC opponents that my Alabama Crimson Tide done put down 4 weeks straight. 3 of them was undefeated. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. My Alabama Crimson Tide out here handling business, taking care of business offensively and defensively. Ty Simpson had another great day. Jeremy Benoit had another great day. The defense, I'm going to say they had a great day, even though they gave up some big plays. And you know why I say they had a great day? Because they held the number 1 scoring offense in the country to only 20 points. 20 points. Sure did. They gave up big plays in the run and the pass game. But we do that every week. Alabama fans should be accustomed to that. But guess what? They ain't giving up as many big plays as they was to begin the season. So they improving week after week. I mean, I think Tennessee was the number 1 offense in total yardage too. And we held them to only 3-something. Come on now. Make it make sense. That's what my Alabama Crimson Tide do. And that's why we've beaten up on all these ranked teams. Sure did. Mr. Playmaker Xavier Brown, 99-yard pick 6. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Then Tennessee, they punt the ball, fielded at the 1-yard line. Or they downed it at the 1-yard line. Alabama put together a 99-yard scoring drive. And they were scoring touchdowns. Come on now. You better leave my Alabama Crimson Tide and give them their Crimson Tide alone and give them their respect. Because they have earned it. And Alabama fans, and I'm one of them, we owe this Alabama Crimson Tide team an apology. Because after that first game, old KB boy, I was down and out. But Alabama done put it together in epic fashion. Epic fashion. And that's a fact. That's a fact. Y'all can talk about me. Oh, man, you was calling for Kane Womack to be fired and all this shit. I don't give a damn. I was. But not now. And I always say, and I stand true to it, it's not how you start. It's how you finish. That's all. Long as these boys playing up the standard, long as these coaches is coaching up the standard, KB will be fine and won't have shit to say but good things, giving my Alabama Crimson Tide their flowers. I do know that. I do know that. Ty Simpson, my quarterback, probably the best quarterback in the country, or playing like he's the best quarterback in the country. We got a host of wide receivers. And I know y'all seen Ryan Williams the other night. He gonna be back. He coming slowly but surely. He showed y'all them hands the other day. Isaiah Horton still doing his thing. Jeremy Bernard doing his thing. Rico Scott and Lotzil Brooks doing their thing. Even DeMonte Jackson played better. He didn't get to start. And he deserved not to start. But when he was in the game, he played a whole lot better than he have been playing the last couple of games. And I'm happy with what I'm seeing out of my Alabama Crimson Tide. And if I forgot anybody else on the team, don't let me forget Daniel Hill. That running game came alive when he was in the game. It came alive. Damn right. He the third guy on the damn chart. But when he was in the game, just like with them Georgia Bulldogs, the third guy on the chart came in at the running back position and gave the little running game a spark. And I know a lot of people like to say, Alabama, they running game ain't this and ain't that. But guess what? In this game, both teams had 32 rushing attempts. 32 for both teams. And freaking Tennessee only ran for 22 more yards than Alabama. So if you ain't saying nothing about Tennessee's rushing attack, you shouldn't be saying nothing about Alabama, especially in this game. Only 22 more rushing yards on the same amount of freaking carries. Now, Tennessee did outgain us in rushing and passing. But guess what? Not on the scoreboard, and that's all that counts. And that's why my Alabama Crimson Tide is at number 1 in my top 5 SEC rankings for the second consecutive week. I just want y'all to know that. Now, once again, number 5, the Georgia Bulldogs. Number 4, the Vanderbilt Commodores. Number 3, the Oklahoma Sooners. Number 2, the Texas A&M Aggies. And at number 1, my Alabama Crimson Tide. Now, if you have an issue with my top 5 SEC rankings, let me know. I would like to know if you agree or disagree. It makes for good conversation. But anyway, that's it for week 8. All right. So until next time, y'all be blessed. And remember, KB don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide. And roll damn Tide.